So today is a little bit of an unusual day. We're supposed to have some bad weather coming in this afternoon. We're trying to get everybody worked before the rain starts, before the bad weather starts. So I'll have Robert, Raven, and then myself trying to get everybody worked. And this is Madam. I lunge a lot different than most people. There's a reason why I do it that way. Starting these green horses, these young horses, the way I lunge is designed to get them started the way they need to be. I'm setting foundation things that I'll need later. I'm setting a little bit of structure, setting a little bit of discipline. So when you watch me lunge, and it's a lot different how a lot of people do it, that's why. I'm not saying you should lunge this way, but this is what works for my program. I always turn the horse to me. I always move the front end. I never disengage the back end. This sets their body up to be used like it needs to be used. And it also establishes some boundaries and foundations for what I will need going forward. Two eyes, send. Change directions. Let the wall stop her and send her. I'm never going to disengage. I'm always going to let that wall stop them. Stop the forward. That's going to get them using their back end to slow down. There, that was better. And then picking the front end up and rolling back towards me and then going the other way. She's really working harder than what I'm asking her to work. Now her see our trot is starting to slow down. Maybe her brain is starting to say, need to pay attention, which is what I'm after. There we go. She needs to, and right there she looked at the cows, send her forward. She needs to look for the release, but wait for me to act on it. And she's doing a pretty good job of that. There we go, that was better on the right side. I think her brain is starting to work a little bit. Now let's go over there and let's see how she's going to stand to be saddled. Warm it up a little bit. Our temperatures are crazy. We're supposed to be up in the 60s today, and I think we're supposed to have a light freeze tonight. It's just one extreme to the other. I'm going to throw the saddle up there. Back up a little bit. Back up. I'm going to throw the saddle up there like she's broke. I want to see where we're at now at this point. We've got a lot going on today because of the weather coming in tonight. I have Robert and Raven here helping me get horses worked. We're trying to get them all worked before the weather turns bad. Back up a step. I need to go down a hole on that side over there. She's standing good now. If I would have tried to saddle her before, she wouldn't have stood. I don't want to have to always lunge a horse before I work them. But going back to the fact that she hasn't been worked in 2 or 3 months, I expect her to need a little bit of remedial work. It's not a big deal. She had a I'll ask her to move her feet. Let's see what she does. There we go. So typically, if a horse has never been saddled, I'm gonna get it pretty snug, because when they walk off, they usually buck. With the horse that's used to being saddled, you don't want to saddle it too quick, because that creates some saddling issues. She's somewhere in between. It's not the first time she's ever had a saddle, but she's also not broke. Today, anyways. Tomorrow she might be, once she remembers the 60 days that she had. So I didn't want to tighten it too tight, but I also didn't want to walk her off with it too loose. The last couple videos, I had several people ask about why Robert didn't put his right foot in the stirrup, and really the answer is he just don't need it. Those stirrups are short for him, which we do that on purpose. That's intentional. And when any rider gets on a horse, I see them reach down and put their foot in that stirrup and not paying attention to what the rest of the horse is doing. And that right stirrup is the least of your worries. That's the last thing you should be focused on. So these green horses, me and Robert does most of the beginning riding. He usually does the first few rides, and then I take over after that. And he's a lot taller than I am. I'm only about 5'5", 5'6". He's over 6 foot. And to make it an easier transition for the green horses is he puts the first few rides on with my stirrup length. And then that way when they swap out to me, they're feeling the leg pressure in the same place that they were with him. And that way it's less confusing for them. Raven, would you take her and rinse her for me? I've already rinsed her and she was fine about it. Let's do Sabre next. We'll ride him in that rope and saddle. We can leave this pad there.